What's up, guys? What up? What up? What up? It's the bad wolves off in this house. Watch your mouth. We about to get it started. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? All right. So once again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It is the bad wolf, the bad Mama Jam himself, Man in Black. Never underestimate the Man in Black, or the Men in Black, for that matter. Um, I know they watch my videos too. It's all good. So with that being said, appreciate your working hard service. All right, so let's talk about this video is going to be about marriage. All right. So, understanding marriage. It is understanding that marriage is actually a product of the states. Yes, the government doesn't have any official documents or forms for you to get married. I've looked and looked and looked. They're just like, no. Why? Why do they not have it? But we can find it on our state, county level, city level, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because the government believes, hello to the government. I know some of you, especially the Department of State, watch my videos as well. Glad you guys could join us. Because they're like, this is private. They don't have any rights to join you. They will recognize your own private common law or civil union, or your stateside marriage, but they don't have a right to tell you what you can and can't do. It's not their business. Now, if you bring your matter to them, you've made it their business, but they believe that it is a right of yours to do your own things privately. Sounds right to me. So then what are the states doing? The states are basically like this. Well, hey, government, you gave us the ability to operate our own legal corporate bubble here and make some money off of the people and the government. So we want to offer that privilege, that benefit, and then we'll oversee it. And the government said, yeah, okay, knock yourself out, little buddy. Um, but they also are like, but don't deny the people the ability to do it privately. Now, I did make one or two other videos similar to this one. Of course, we now know more information, but like I said, some of you guys are slipping on watching some of those old videos. All right, just because they're not popping up doesn't mean that there ain't a ton of good videos to go back and sort through. And I try to put a lot of them in different playlists. So look for those playlists. All right. Because we all know YouTube, SchmoobTube, is not necessarily going to give you all of the videos that you should probably be seeing on my channel. So the states are like, well, we'll do it. We'll offer these things, even though you have the right to not have to use the state's things. Driver's license, don't need. Marriage license, don't need. Fishing license, don't need. Okay? You don't. We have been told since we were young children, which is their word. Did you know that children actually means the creation of two corporations, two parent corporations coming together and creating a child corp? It's business. They're doing business. They have to refer to all of this as business and in business. But when you're in the business, you don't have to call it corporate or corporation or business because it's already assumed that you know what you're doing. It's kind of like, what is a Brazil nut called in Brazil? It's just a nut. And if you go through the UCC book, you're not going to see everything say commercial, commercial, commercial because the book already tells you this is for commercial actions, which means everything in it then is to be construed as commercial. Right? Right or wrong. You get it? You see the game? If you're doing business in their area, they're already assuming that you are one of them and a part of them. They're assuming it. It's like a police officer pulls you over, he's assuming that you're a U.S. citizen and you're operating in the public, and therefore you must have a license because they're also not taught about the private. All right, I digress. So it's understanding that a marriage can be done private. Generally, it's called either a civil union, a common law union, common law marriage, whatever it is. Now, all I can tell you is from this point forward, if any of you guys out there, for whatever reason, I guess to dangle the carrot, so to speak, involve yourselves in a traditional courthouse marriage where you're registering it to the state or the county or the city and all their above. You hear the key word there? Register. There's no law that says you have to register anything, not your house, your offspring, your anything, unless it's their product. If it's their product, then it's done in their system and you're registering it, or you really are already in it. But if you're taking something that you have that's private and you want to register it to them, well, then don't be mad later on, years later, when they're like, well, we're going to give her the house, the kids, and all this other stuff because you gave it to them. They're always going to give whoever cries the loudest. And some of y'all can be mad at how I say this or not, but this is a fact. And if you don't know this, well, then you're feeling some type of way. I don't like how he said it. I don't care about that on my channel. It's about facts. The court will always give generally the female because she's the one who's going to cry the most, or she's going to complain the most. She's going to nag the most. Guys generally don't nag unless there's some sissy marries. No offense to anybody who's gay. I don't really care. What I'm saying is, unless they're soft and they're like, they got to complain about every single thing and not be a man. Man or men generally do not complain a whole lot. That, and the courts know this. So I don't care how you, if you don't like how I'm saying this, these are facts. Sorry if I didn't use the best words that you like. Once again, don't care. It's not about that. Take your feelings, stuff them somewhere. The Constitution doesn't care about your feelings. The law doesn't care about your feelings. I don't care about any of that stupid state size, elite jazz propaganda BS. They don't care. They're there for money and facts, or not even so much facts. They're there for money and business. And in this business of getting married, you do not have to bring it stateside. You can do it all privately. But if you register, remember, anytime you see the word re, so in this case, what? It would be register. So I'm making up stuff right now. So if it's a register, then to gister something probably means to just record it. So if you're re-recording it, it means that you've already done what you wanted to do and it has become a fact. And now you're redoing it and bringing it into somebody else's jurisdiction. Now they have control. Now they've got say so. You have waived some of your private rights and abilities, your sovereignty in that matter, to work things out between you guys. You brought it to them, a third party. So why on earth anybody would want to, if you're, I mean, I'm not saying you have to redo your marriage or, get it. Some people have, divorced or annulled, or they've walked away from it. They've sent their affidavit of revocation of marriage to their county to be updated. Some people do, but you don't have to. The biggest carrot that they dangle in front of your face is what? The tax benefit, right? I mean, isn't that what it's usually for? You get married, you bring it to them because generally you didn't know any other way, but you get the benefit of the tax, little tax breaks. Well, I've already showed you guys how to do all the tax stuff. I've showed you their own code and the laws that support that as long as you're doing it the right way, it's not illegal. I don't even know why people want to be out here doing things the illegal way anyway. There's a way to do it all legal, all of it. I don't even know. Like there really shouldn't even be really almost any organized crime because you can do everything you want to do legally. So you must really just love the thrill of being hunted in the chase. Because there's a remedy and a way to do all of these things legally. And then you don't have to worry about your money or anything being seized or bothered, except for things that are criminal. Okay. But I'll say this, there's a lot of stuff out there that's criminal. There's a way to do almost all of some, I won't say all of it, but there's a lot of it legally. Okay. But we do not condone any illegal actions. Once again, from your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant, leader of Levitica, private citizen, national of the United States. Act right. That's it. All right. So when it comes to marriage, how should you do it? And I want to send a shout out to the Moor Nation. I have heard positive things from a lot of the Moor brothers and some of the leaders and elders of the Moor Nation who watch my videos and have heard my names. I appreciate those people who appreciate me. So shout goes out to you guys and all the temples and all the places where you guys meet. When you do a marriage or a union, you can create your own. Create your own from scratch. You need a little help? Go on the internet, Google search it, use Chat GPT, tell it you want to create a private marriage document or contractual obligation or agreement or whatever you want to call it between you and this person. Then what you're going to want to do is think of all the good and all the bad that you are probably going to encounter. Write up a excerpt about what will we do in this scenario. All to her, all to him, split it. Kids, share time, initial each one, have a notary section under jure. You're going to call this a living document because it can be changed, but it has to be changed by both of you. You should make at least 3 or 4 copies. One to you, one to the other person. Maybe if you choose, one to your lawyer or one to be kept somewhere off site. You could even record it with your county so that they're made aware. Not that you have to. You both can just have a copy for each other. Keep one separate. If you want to be honest, I would keep one in a safe. Even though you love this person, keep it in the safe somewhere. See, the reason why I say another one off-site is because if it's a living document, in order for it to be fact, let's just say the other person forges your signature on one of their agreements. I would have it written up in my agreement that all 3 agreements need to match the information and signatures. All 3. This prevents anybody from adding new things and say, oh, they signed it, they agreed to it. And if you come up with something new, you add to the last page and you get that page notarized. Everybody signs off on it and you agree. That's how you do it. What happens with the wealth? What happens if she cheats, he cheats, they both cheat? What if they're both done? What if only one of them are done? What difference is what you're doing to what your county or your city or your state marriage agreement is? The only difference is you don't have any clauses in there. You don't have any safety nets. So then you have to bring it in front of the judge who then decides your stuff, your life, what you're going to do because you've already agreed to it. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. 0 cents. And for anybody who's getting married, whether public side or private side, I personally would have all of my stuff in trusts. I mean, I already do. So I don't own any of this or whatever. So I hold in trust. Nobody can take it. Why you would get married, public or private side, and not have your things in trust, I don't know. Matter of fact, on TikTok, which is doing pretty decently. My Instagram's a little slow. I don't really do a whole lot on most of those other sites. Um, but I seen a story where this lady married this guy who he was pretty wealthy. She had money too, not as much as him, literally 15 times the amount. And after a year, because she thought that they were going to get married after a year and that he was going to stay with her, they were just dating. They broke up. Him, her, doesn't really matter. But she took him to court over it. And the court agreed that, well, we should look into this. Now I don't know what crooked judge this was, but he agreed that we should look into the financial aspects to see if he owes you anything. And the judge, basically, from what I understand, agreed that he should give her some money for dating. For dating. I would have challenged that all day because there was no contract there. and anything said was verbal, and unless it was recorded, cannot be proven in a court of law. It has no standing. Dating is not a contractual agreement to marriage. Generally being said, females control dating, men control marriage. So he opted out. Was he supposed to marry her because he dated her? No, dating's a trial run. It's not a permanent agreement. It's not even contractual. There's no actual obligation. But this judge decided to say, well, let's you can bring it before me. Let's see if there's any merit here. So in that, it was kind of interesting because as everybody, especially the guys right now, are groaning, the girls are like, I can go after each, not the women, the girls. The judge then took a look at their financial matters and discovered that it's alleged that he had $15 million. Well, yes and no. See, homeboy put everything in his mama's name. And even though a lot of these females out there will talk about the vajayjay power, well, if she's a girl, how come she didn't know? Because mama's going to take care of her boy. So mama had everything in her name because she knows the games that girls play. Because mama was a woman. There's a difference, just like there's a difference between a boy and a man. So the girl discovered that he didn't have anything in his name. The judge revealed that and then decided because the girl had everything in her name. So this goes out to the girls, the ladies, the women out there as well. She had everything in her name. So she brought up the whole financial matter of spending a year together and dating that she could go after him financially. The judge ruled that she had to give up her half of $1 million. Oh, take that, take that, take that, take that, take that. Now, person to person, I think that sucks for her. But as somebody who was trying to be greedy and go after and use him for a wealth come up, that's why I say gentlemen. Why do I say it like that? Because generally, if you look at the numbers, though there are more females than males out there in the world, females control more money as a whole, but individually they have less generally than the average male. So a lot of them will use it for a come up. Once again, I don't care if somebody doesn't like how I say things properly. I'm trying to give you guys facts so you guys can protect yourselves. Even if you want to do something like that, here's how you protect yourself. Because you know people are going to take this information and then abuse it and lose it as they see fit. I'm not responsible for that. So me, my business, my people, my family, my whatever, we assume no responsibility on how you guys use any of this information. But it's understanding this all aside, it's still about the fact that corporations, lawsuits, government agencies, all of them can come after you because all of your stuff is in your name and they can administrate it because your stuff is in your public legal ens legis straw man public transmitting utility name estate business trust is business trust account for them to squander and manipulate as they see fit. If you're watching this, and I literally don't know why you haven't gotten a trust, and generally trust can cost anywhere between $1,500 $2,500 easily on the bottom end. Can you get some a little bit cheaper or snag one from somebody for free? Yeah, you could probably do that. That definitely does happen. Or you can support and get one of mine because I have a business trust, I have a revocable and an irrevocable trust, all for half, less than half, a little bit less than half than the prices I just quoted you. Same thing with a 508c1A. I have that available in all the files. And then I've got tons of other files for free. So to those people who support by thumbs up, likes, shares, subscribe, That's why I put so much of the free stuff out there for you guys. And I don't keep it from you like so many of these other gurus, but I still got to keep the lights on. This is still a business at the end of the day. No one ever said I was rich, and I ain't gonna be rich for a very, very long time. I want you guys to operate your lives the best way you can. And so if any of you guys are still operating your stuff under your name and not keeping maybe some things in your name, but most of it private, then you're headed for destruction, potentially through marriage or business ventures or just apparently now dating somebody where they think they have a right to. And don't get it misconstrued. If she can do it to him, but in this case she lost, well then guess what? If a guy's dating you, he can do the same thing to you. Try to take you to court for how much you have. That's crazy talk. But people are trying it. And she tried it. She lost. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And in this case, she lost and had to pay the price. But had she not, that particular judge, unless him and his people had the money to appeal it, she would have got 7.5. Y'all be easy out there. Keep doing what you're doing, or be better and do better. I'll talk to you guys later. Wolf's out.